Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Conversations with Brian and Elijah. And today we kind of had an impromptu topic. We're going to talk about, we sort of talked about in the past, but kind of ties into fake gurus a little bit. But like, why does everyone want to be an entrepreneur or a founder? There seems to be this obsession with wanting to be the number one person. There's this obsession, which statistically speaking, not everyone can be a number one, right? It's impossible. Not everyone is capable of everyone is capable of founding a business, but it's impossible to become, for everyone to be Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, you need employees.
Right, right.
Um, hey, but yeah, so I don't know why everyone wants to do. I think it might be ego. Might be ego, and like they think it means
Okay.
this lifestyle, which it really doesn't. Like it doesn't mean that you're gonna be like this famous Elon Musk, right? Like that's not what it always entails. Definitely not.
So you think it's romanticized because of ego primarily? I just feel like everyone is like, which I mean, listen, everyone can start a business, right? Everyone is capable of starting a business, some kind of small business, perhaps. Um, but at some level, like, not everyone can become a billionaire or even a millionaire. I mean, sure, you can start a restaurant, but there seems to be like a correlation between entrepreneur and, Louis Vuitton bags and like all this like glamorous lifestyle almost, which it doesn't seem like that's the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I don't know. I think the internet has probably made it this way too.
Yeah.
It's and social media, like you put all the pictures up of your private jet and whatever. But like, it's really sad because you see a bunch of 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, whatever. Um, they rent out these nice cars, these houses, these jets, and then they take pictures in front of them, and then they go, "I'm going to tell you how you can make money." And it's like,
Mhm.
who's buying? Who's buying this? I guess it's probably other 18-year-olds.
Yeah, yeah.
I
But
mean,
that's interesting. Like, now that I think about it, I feel like a lot of these entrepreneurs that, or gurus, whatever, a lot of them are under 30, or at least it seems like the ones that like take, want to give off this like flashy lifestyle. A lot of them are under 30. So, I mean, does that have anything to do with it? Is it like, because I've never seen like a 60-year, I mean, there are a couple, but I've never seen like a 60 or 70-year-old guru. You know what I mean? It's always younger people, which is interesting. So, I mean, do younger people have a tendency to have a more inflated ego?
yeah, and I think they insecurity, right? I think it literally stems from insecurity. I mean, you don't need to. You don't see Jeff Bezos. I mean, if Jeff Bezos wanted to post some stuff, I guarantee you Jeff Bezos could post some stuff. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
could really, I mean, this dude could do whatever. They don't need to though. They don't need to because they're more secure. I think it's like the people who I don't know what it is. How about rap culture? Right, that probably had to influence it. I mean, rappers are always talking about how many cars they have, how many women they have, how awesome
Mm-hmm.
their lifestyle is. I mean, it started to escalate that I was the best, I'm the greatest, and now we have people like Drake saying they're God, basically, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they just keep elevating it. So, I don't know. I think that like Little Uzi, Playboy Cardi, like all these rappers, they have like all this stuff on. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
any rapper that has little in their name, um, they have a bunch of flashy items on. So I definitely think that probably had to influence it too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Gary had an interesting take on this that all basketball, everyone wants to be a business person. Basketball players, rappers, there seems to be this fascination now with business, right? You want to be a business person. You don't want to be just a rapper or a basketball player. You want to be a business person.
I want to be a
Because,
Mongol.
right, right. Like, business person is correlated with money, right? I feel like that's what it is they just want the money. Starting businesses just for the money, which might be the root of the problem.
I think we're going to get real deep right now. So the society has a love for money. Okay.
Hmm.
So does that mean that we and society has become more secular? So is it because that we're more secular and that we love money and materialism, right? We're superficial now. Is that because we're less moral as a society that we don't, we talked about this last podcast. We don't prioritize character. We don't prioritize things on a deeper level. We're just
Yeah.
superficial and look at the money I have, look at whatever.
Hmm. No, yeah, 100%. I think we are getting more materialistic as a society. But what's fascinating to me is that it seems like the real rich people are not as materialistic as it seems. Whereas the people that are like not that rich or maybe even just pretending to be rich are like, they really emphasize all the material things. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I don't know. I've never seen Jeff with like a really, like, I know he has a big house and all that, but like in
Yeah.
terms of,
Well, Elon Musk even sold off his stuff. I mean, you're talking about on the
right. Yeah,
Joe
yeah.
Rogan podcast, right? So you're right. So why is it that the ultra rich are not materialistic?
Hmm.
Materialistic to some degree, of course, but not as much as these rappers. So people who are millionaires, like million, whatever, they go broke, no financial education, and they care about how much money. I mean, literally, all the rap videos are literally just piles of cash.
Yeah, yeah.
Why is that? That's interesting. Is it a matter of character? Is it a matter of interest? I mean, that kind of goes back. Dude, this kind of goes back to the last podcast, right? When you chase success, you don't become successful. But it's like when you don't chase success and you just do something like, Steve Jobs just loved making computers and whatever with his friend Woz. They then made a fortune. So is it because of that? Some of these people, they literally get into business to make money, or some people get into business to make impact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
Right?
yeah,
That seems to be it.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like the people that go into business to make money aren't, I mean, the people that go into business to make impact, I would say, are probably happier than the people that go into business just to make money. And if you're happy with the business that or the career path you're doing, I feel like it's more sustainable. You know what I mean? You put more love into the business, which then ironically makes you more money. You know?
Yeah.
So it seems like if you go into business just purely for the money, probably not going to get very far.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's weird how that works. It's weird how that works, but that seems to be the common pattern that I observe from reading biographies and studying like some of these ultra successful businessmen. But yeah, no, I don't really care personally. I don't really care about money. I care about it so I can create impact, but I don't really care about it in terms of like I just want to get my bank account numbers up. I don't really care. So, I only need the basics of life, basically, to be happy, right? And isn't that kind of talked about with that psychological thing, becoming actualized, self-actualized?
Self-actualization. Yeah.
You need what's the pyramid? It's like you need food, like sex, like what I don't know what it is exactly,
Yep.
but you kind of only need these basics, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so then if you want to go a psychological route, right? Is it that these people that need to flash all the money, is it because they're needing attention or they're needing love or they're needing praise or they're needing something to fill that void, to fill that psychological need?
No, yeah. Like you're talking about like these rappers and people that are kind of fronting.
Yeah, because look, dude, if you have to go to sell a course on how to make money so that you can make money, you're doing that to make money. You're not doing it to create impact. You don't really care. So you just want them to buy your course, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's totally different than someone that's, I guess I could use myself. Like, okay, I'm running a nonprofit. I'm trying to make money so that we can advance science. Yeah. It's not trying to make money so I can make money. It's trying to make money so I can save lives and make people not have to suffer anymore, which gives me great fulfillment because that's like the why of my life. That's what I want to do is minimize human suffering in every way I can.
And you do that, which fulfills you, which makes you more happy, which means that you pour more happiness into the nonprofit, which will generate more cash.
My dad said something to me yesterday, which was I never thought about it because
Yeah, yeah.
I've basically been doing this full time for free for the last 3 years. And he's like,
Mm.
yeah, because I was talking about career in college, and I want to talk to you about that right now too. But basically, he's like, yeah, you'd be doing this for free anyways. Because I was like, yeah, Dad, like I really want to be an author. Hopefully my book makes it. And, I love public speaking and get paid to do public speaking full time and just go around doing that and helping people and presenting ideas through books and stuff. And that would create impact, but also make me a living so I can do it full time, right? And I thought that'd be really cool. Then I can also do my passion investing so that I can create more money so then I can create more impact, feed the homeless, advance science, give money to things that I think are important. And so I was like, yeah, I think I have a real opportunity to basically become a public speaker and author and then invest on the side and do that whole thing and then run my organization full time too. And my dad said, well, he said, regardless if you're going to make a living from that or not, you'd be doing it for free. And that really hit me because I was like, you're right. I would be doing this for free, because I like to do it. Like I wouldn't, even if I never make a dime from doing it, I would still do it because I love doing it. And I was like, I never really thought about it like that. Like the way it was worded like that, that really hit me. So he's like, Elijah, I think you found exactly what you want to do in life. Because I would be doing it regardless paid or not, it's not like, oh, I'm not getting paid, so I don't want to do it anymore. It's like, no, I'd be doing it anyway. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. No. I think it seems like the things that you'd be willing to do for free are the ones that would probably make you personally the most amount of money. You know what I mean? Because you love to do it, which means that at some point you're gonna specialize in that skill so much, and it'll make you that much more valuable.
Definitely. Like I genuinely love public speaking. I think like the feeling you get and then seeing the impact it creates and whatever, I think that's amazing. If I get paid for it, that'd be cool. But if not, I'd still want to do it. Writing books, right? The thing. So I wrote one book, but what I know from writing like essays to people or whatever, whatever, is writing really makes you put all your thoughts precisely into one package. So then it increases your knowledge within that field. Like if I was going to write a letter to a young person, well, I guess I'm a young person. We're both young people. But if I was going to write to someone that wants to learn investing, I feel like, okay, I would definitely, even though I have a good amount of knowledge within it, not a lot, but a good amount, I would be doing my research and double checking myself and really doing it and cramming that all into one essay. So like when you write something, you really put all the knowledge you have into one thing and you really increase your knowledge too. You know what I mean?
So you synthesize all your thoughts out. I feel like writing makes your thoughts more coherent, and even like speaking to someone else, like actually speaking the words out loud to someone else makes it seem
teaching.
Yeah, teaching too.
Yeah. I think so this stuff is great. Writing and speaking, that's what I want to do. And I think that would be cool, but I honestly kind of forgot why I brought this up. I think we're talking about money, right? And like,
we're talking about money.
Yeah, so I need to change my bio. I need to get rid of these things. So I'm tired of attracting these people. I think too, by changing my bio, I can make it more unique for myself. Because if I take out these titles, like CRISPR advocate, that's very unique. You probably won't find too many of those.
Yeah.
Founder, because I do want to mention the nonprofit because that's a huge part of who I am and what I'm trying to accomplish. I want people to know that. So, author, I think that's totally fine. That's definitely not guru-y, I don't think. Hopefully not. If an author becomes guru-y, then I don't know what to do anymore. Public speaker, that's good too. And then I want to know what you think, Brian, from a marketing point of view.
Talk to me.
What do you think about mentioning my why? Like, teenager on a mission to minimize human suffering and advance human prosperity. Or should I mention like knowledge seeker? Because that's something. A lot of the content I post is knowledgeable. Like that's what I like to talk about. Like I don't know. What do you? Because a bio is important, right? For the new people that are going to learn about you, they're gonna who is this person? The reason I have it that says entrepreneur and investor, because I thought it would attract genuine entrepreneurs and investors and people who have the same passions as I do. But no, I just attract a bunch of gurus and I'm tired of it. So I'm going to get rid of it.
Yeah, no,
And I
I
don't want to look like a guru either. I don't know if that probably makes me look like a guru in some sense. So
yeah,
I got to get rid of that.
honestly, that's what sucks the most about this whole thing about entrepreneurs and founders being, like everyone wants to be it, is because it kind of it makes the real entrepreneurs and founders and the real genuine people, they get like lost in like everyone else that
Mm.
wants to be it. You know what I mean? So it's hard to like tell nowadays, like, okay, is he being kind of fake guru-y, or is he being legit? Like, it takes a minute now.
So how do you counter that? Is it just intentions? Like over time, you'll see the true intentions of this person, or what?
I think that's what it is. Unfortunately, it takes a little bit longer for you to build trust if you are kind of coming off as like a fake guru in a sense. It takes a little bit longer to build trust. But, actually, I don't know. Does it take longer to build trust with us, with me and you? Or like is everyone, because dude, fake gurus get a lot, there's a reason why fake gurus make a lot of money, is because people are enticed by it. You know what I mean? So
Short term. They sell on people who are desperate and
yeah,
lazy. To be honest
yeah.
with you, lazy. Some people just want to get rich quick, and so they go, "Oh well, this guy said I can make you rich quick by going on Forex." No, he cannot.
So then look, so like if it works, then does it really take a long time to build trust? Or
Well,
are you
but I
thinking
don't
more of build
think.
trust with the right people, is what you're saying?
I think it might be a different type of trust, right? I think it's not. I don't think it's the same level of trust, though.
You think it's two different? Because or maybe not trust, maybe because when me and you see entrepreneur, marketer, or investor in the bio, we're already kind of a little suspicious, right? But like to everyone else, is that still the same case? You think they still get a little suspicious, or are they kind of, you know?
Are you saying like for you and I, we view the world differently than like
Yeah. Because I feel like we're kind of being what's the word? Cognitive dissonance or confirmation bias, whatever. Where
Hmm.
we as because I don't know if the rest of the world views it like how we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Gary does though. Why does Gary? I know Gary does from what I
Yeah,
heard, and you know him. So
yeah.
what?
Gary views it like that. So I guess maybe it's you want to attract the right people.
So is it people in business that view it this way? Like people that are
Probably.
genuinely.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. People that are genuinely into business probably view it that way. Whereas I feel like maybe the rest of the world is kind of like, this guy's an investor. He must be smart.
They don't think too much. They don't
Yeah,
think
they don't think
too
too
much
much of
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. So I don't know, but going back to it, what do you think? What do you think I should do about this bio?
Yeah. I like the first one that you said, your why. I think that's
Mm,
a really, really
unique,
profound, yeah, unique and profound statement to make. Now, how many characters are in the bio? It's like 200 or something like that.
something like that. 160.
Oh yeah,
Something.
you might have to take out some stuff, but yeah, CRISPR advocate, unique for sure, and that's already kind of a CRISPR is a company, right?
Well, CRISPR is a technology, but it is a company too. Yeah, there's a company called CRISPR Therapeutics.
Do they? So they own the rights to that technology, right? Solely.
No, the patents are actually being disputed right now. CRISPR is kind of it's
Huh.
it's tricky to say. No one owns it completely. It would be. I mean,
Okay.
they're trying to dispute that, but hopefully no one owns it completely because that would be terrible if they do.
Yeah. I was about to say if one company owns that, then geez, that would be bad. But yeah, I was looking up if CRISPR had an at. You could put at CRISPR advocate, but I don't think they have an at. Because that's already an interesting. Because a lot of people might not know what CRISPR actually is. So if you put an ad there, then the ad goes to like a
Yeah,
page and it kind of explains it. That'd be interesting.
what do you? Another thing too, right? I thought this was smart. I thought it was smart. I have all my social media, all my links in a link tree, right?
Yeah.
But it's this link tree now. And I realized, wow, dude, I look like a total full-on guru now because all these gurus now have a link tree. So I was like, what I'm going to do is I actually have the domain Elijah J. Stacy. I own that now. I'm going to create the website and either create the website or just put back Destroy Deshane or the YouTube channel or whatever. I think having a link tree also looks like a guru.
Yeah. Having the website is probably going to be way better. Either Deshane website or Elijah J. Stacy, that would be cool. .com, and then you have like a landing page.
Yeah.
As long as you're not selling any courses or anything.
Never.
I'd
rather go broke than sell a course. Unless, yeah, the course, no, I can't. No, it honestly makes me like, I don't know how to describe the feeling. I don't know what to say. I hate it, to be honest with you. I hate courses that are financially based, because it's just like, these guys are, dude, they're making money by telling you how to make money. It's like, they shouldn't be a thing unless it's like a book or like something like, it's literally like a YouTube video that you have to pay for. It just doesn't make sense.
Do you think there's a price though? Because what really gets me upset is the price. These guys charge literally tens of thousands of dollars to access a course. But
I think it's the thing that, okay, I think what it is for me is it's all the same crappy websites. You go in there, it says 11 hours till the live stream starts. It's a stupid code, and they always say, your greatest opportunity is in front of you. You just need to work for it. And then the worst part is some of these people pretend that they believe in God and that we believe in God and whatever. And it's like, and they throw in Christianity into it. It's like, wait a second, you guys are loving money, and it's you love so to get into the biblical teaching of that, right? The love of money before God is evil. That's wrong. And it's also the love of money based off of intention, right? So if you're intending, okay, I love money because I want to be whatever. Well, that's
something. Yeah,
I think the Bible says it's the root of all evil, actually.
Yeah.
Where, for me, right, you could say, well, Elijah, don't you want to make a lot of money? Yes, I do.
Well,
the difference, though, is I want to help people with diseases with it. So then it's like, I think the reason why I'm so motivated to make money is for the love of people, right? Is that fair to say?
Right. Yeah, no, 100%. No, yeah. Doesn't it say in the Bible, the love of money is the root of evil, not money itself, right?
Yeah.
It's the love of money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, money's amoral. It's neither good or bad. It's, it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. But it's when you love money more than you love people, then you start to do shady business deals, that you start to, you do these terrible things. But yeah, I think that's why I have such a hatred. Well, I don't want to say hatred, but a very strong dislike to these gurus. Their websites are all the same. They all promise you the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's always affiliate marketing too. I run my own thing. Or the thing that drives me nuts is they all tell you that they run their own company, but they don't run their own company. They're selling a product from a guy at the top on this pyramid scheme, because that's what it is. And then they say, hey, you know what? I run my own company. I got 30 clients. You don't have 30. Like, no, that makes it sound professional and legit when it's not. That's not what's actually happening. That's what drives me insane, dude. I hate it so much. It's honestly.
Yeah. What gets me upset is the price. Because the other day I saw this guy who was selling a course for $1. But he actually runs like an Amazon store or something like that, and he's teaching other people to sell a course. And a lot of people were saying the course is cool. It's like for $1. And it's just that $1, and you get to keep it forever. It's not like $1 a month or whatever, But I don't know, like, why wouldn't he just give it for free though, if it's just $1? I mean, unless you scale it up to like you get thousands of people, then maybe. But
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I like the better business model approach that a lot of YouTubers do is they have a Patreon, right? Hey, if you like my work, donate money. What's wrong with that? I think that's a fine model.
And honestly, bro, you could give out all that information for free and probably end up making more money in the long run, because you'll probably build a nice following. I mean, you can monetize the videos, right? And then you're asked to do some speeches here and there,
Yeah. Brand deals, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, there's always a way to make money. It's not just straight, you need cash now. See, that's the problem. I think these gurus want the cash now.
Yeah.
Even they're thinking short term. You know what I mean?
Hedonistic. You see what I'm saying? That's what I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
getting
yeah.
at. Yeah, it's they want pleasure now. They want, and it's not the right type of pleasures. It's the kinetic, right? Kinetic
Yeah.
pleasures or whatever.
Yep. Yep.
And so yeah, they don't think long term. But the thing is I noticed that the most
Mm.
successful people think long term. Jeff Bezos, literally every single letter is always long term in it. Okay, that's how he
Mm.
founded Amazon. Warren Buffett, he makes long term investing decisions. Gary Vaynerchuk, I swear, for the longest time, one of his pillars. I don't think he talks about it so much anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe he does, but he always preached long term. And so I was like, okay, a lot of these people, Elon Musk, long term, he has a vision for like the next 100 years. Yeah, long term is how you make it if you want to make it big. It's not this, oh, let's get
Yeah.
rich in
Yeah.
6 months.
Yeah, no, I mean, Gary says, like, I think he said like 10 years is not that long of a time, it's like you have to think really, really long term, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so like, yeah, no, long term thinking has been lost. It's all about long term thinking. That's how but not it. Would you say it's hard to think long term for most people? Like, I don't know, it seems easier,
Well,
to,
I don't know. This is probably not going to answer your question at all, but I want to bring this up because I've been thinking about long term a lot right now. I
yeah,
think that I have a negative long term thinking. I am so long term that it's bad. And let me explain. I know how I want things to go, and I have things planned out, and I can see in the future. But the thing with me is I'm so long term that every little decision, like if I post this semi controversial or definitely there's some people that are going to disagree with this,
yeah, yeah.
it's just going to hurt my chances of running for president or something, like,
Mm,
okay, first of all,
mm,
you're not even in a position to run for president, Elijah. You're not even close to that age. You don't even know if you're going to want to do that when you're 35. You don't even know if you're going to be even credible enough to do it.
mm,
Like, you got to
mm,
earn it. So like, why am I letting, that's my, you know what I mean? I'm letting
mm.
the long-term destroy my micro decisions. And I think I need to get out of that. Right.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's why I've been scared to talk politics or about my faith or philosophy or whatever that might be somewhat controversial, because it's like, oh, because back in the future they're gonna like cancel me or whatever.
Mm, mm.
But it's like, I think that's a negative long term. What do you think? Like, that's a
Hmm.
negative way
That's
to
interesting. Yeah, yeah. Well, I feel like people that think long term go in two routes. Either the route that you're describing, which like every small decision might cripple them for the long term. But I know there's a lot of long term thinkers that like really don't care about the micro decisions, so much so that they're almost like dismissive of it. They're like, oh, this is long term thinking. Like, I don't really even care about the small decisions because in the long run, it's going to be such a small decision that it's not going to make that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Which I feel like there's a healthy balance in between. Um, I don't know. Perhaps you posting something, but I mean, there's obviously there's certain limits to it. Like, I don't think people would hold it against you. I mean, running for president, they pretty much hold everything against you. So yeah, no,
everything
I
against you.
don't know
Yeah.
about that one. But I mean, yeah, I think I have that problem too, low key. Like I sweat the small decisions to where it paralyzes me almost, like it cripples me from wanting to decide. So I'll decide. So then you'd have to look at it as, is deciding nothing to do nothing the best option? Is it better to do nothing or to do something? You know what I
Seth
mean?
Godin has a quote in his book. He said that in today's world, safe is risky and risky is safe. Whoa,
Hmm.
that actually might make sense. Like, I think that might actually be really profoundly true.
Hmm.
Because like, yeah, playing it safe does nothing. And like, since we're all about appealing to a certain amount of people or a specialized, like for example, getting a job, like a traditional, like the whole traditional view. Like, he compares it to college, and like, I don't know. That's a whole other thing. But what do you think about that quote?
No, makes total sense to me, but I feel like it makes probably the most sense to the long-term thinkers the most, because if you do nothing, how is that advancing your long-term goal, right?
True,
It's not.
but how is like, for example, right? If we want to just take a marketing, so kind of like, so we can kind of make this more tangible or more
Yeah, yeah,
practical.
yeah.
So what's going to be? Oh, dude, I had a conversation with my friend Ariana yesterday. She came over. We talked about this for like an hour or two. It was like a long conversation exactly on this. So, is it better to be loved and hated, or is it better to be liked, or is it better to be accepted
Yeah,
and
yeah.
liked? By loved, I mean you got people who absolutely die for you, ride for you hard, but then you got a bunch of other people that hate you. Or is it okay? Or is it better B? Let's call that A. This is B. B being people like you,
Huh.
but no
I
one really hates you. You're
I get
kind
what you're
of
saying. You're. Is it better to be like? Huh. That's interesting. It's better to be on the extremes or like in the middle, basically.
yeah. But
Mhm.
what's more profitable? Like, because me and you talk about this all the time. Like
Yeah.
Nike, right? Nike said, "Screw it. We are on the left now. We are going to please the left."
Yeah.
Okay. And like, we're not even talking politics right now. We're just talking business. Okay.
Right. Right.
All right. That's their strategy. Starbucks did the same. And then you have other companies that are like, no, we're going to please the right. And it's like, okay, they just care. They don't even care about the left. Is that smarter in today's world with the internet and everything being kind of like tribal marketing, kind of niche? Um, and I don't know why I'm bringing this up, to be honest with you.
No,
I
no,
think
no,
we're
no.
talking
A
long term.
hundred, 100%. It's better to be, well, oh, because we're talking about risky and safe, right?
Yeah, like, because if you're going down the whole
Yeah,
long
yeah.
term thing, like, because look, I was gonna say, if we're gonna do the risky safe thing, would it be better for, like, I don't know, just say me, right, to go, okay, let me show you the two examples. For me to go, hey, everybody, I hope you have a great day. Like, some generic, like, positivity, disgusting, cringy
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Like, hope you all have a positive day. I'm wishing you well. I love you guys. Whatever, right? Or the more interesting logic that says Christianity is true. Here's the facts. Other, like, that's the more, okay, that guy's kind of offensive. Or like he says, like, I don't believe we should tax the rich. I think that capitalism is great, and all the people that oppose capitalism are lazy. Like, that would be like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, that guy's kind of harsh. You see what I'm saying? Like, which one
Yeah, yeah.
is better long term? And I feel like in today, people would just kind of just look over option A, like the whole cringy happy guy, but the B would be like, okay, like atheists hate you now, probably, or maybe they find you
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Maybe they're like, oh, I like this guy. He challenges my train of thought. And Christians love you because they're like, that's my guy. He's got me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. The first one is probably better to take it in terms of a marketing point of view, at least. Um,
Really?
I can't think of I don't know. I can't think of someone that's extremely popular that's in the middle or
Wait, so
that's
wait. Why is the first one better then?
or the first one was the extremes, right?
No, the first one was the cringy, happy.
Oh no no no.
That
Sorry.
one's the word. Okay, so
Yeah,
that's
no,
the
no, yeah.
worst. So the extremist is the.
Yeah, the extremist is the better in terms of marketing. Yeah. No, no.
That's so weird though, because like tradition, like, tell me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it traditionally that it's like try to please everybody, don't
Mhm,
divide your audience? Why has
mhm.
that changed then? The internet? Like, why
Yeah,
has that changed?
no, 100% it's the internet, and I think it's because controversy gains more eyeballs, more attention. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So the more controversial you are, the more eyeballs you get, even from people that like and hate you. You know what I mean? It's weird how
So weird.
when
That's
you
so weird.
don't like someone, you like oddly want to know what they're up to and what they're
You're a
doing.
fan. You're
You know what
basically
I
a
mean? You're
fan.
like sort
Yeah.
of a fan. So, but like if someone, is just, not really saying anything controversial, they're kind of middle all the time, they're no one really wants to check up on them because we already know what they're up to. You know what I mean? Which is probably same old, same old. But like being on the fringes is like in terms of a marketing point of view, 100%. It's where you get eyeballs.
Now, I have a theory as to why that is. Do you know the here, let's look it up. Go to Google. Let's look this up. The fusion of innovations bell curve.
No. Oh, probably heard of it, but I can't think of it right now.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah. All right, tell me when you, or diffusion of innovation. It's not fusion.
Fusion of innovation.
I got you.
Oh yeah, I think you've mentioned this to me before.
Yeah, because look, the early adopt, like, so the whole theory, Seth Godin, once again, I love him, right? You know who else is Simon Sinek? Simon Sinek introduced me to this idea in his book Start with Why. But if you look at innovators and early adopters, that's like a small niche part, but those are the people that they always want what's new within that market, that field, or whatever. And so these people, they're the ones that are more passionate, more outgoing. And the early and late majority, they just ignore you completely until some of their early adopter friends tell them. They spread that word of mouth to them, and then that's when it hits mainstream. That's how an idea goes mainstream, is it crosses that chasm. So I think that's why. So look, if you think about it, if you just circle 2.5% and the 13.5% the innovators and early adopters, that's, if you're extreme, you're just talking to them the whole time. And you have to talk to them the whole time in order to get to the other part. So, you know, if you're kind of more in the middle, they ignore you and they ignore you because nothing happens. If you're extreme, then the other people who are very interested in that too, they're going to talk about you and then they're going to spread it to the rest of society. So that's why it makes sense. And the internet has made this able to, I mean, this has made it on steroids basically, because it's the information spreads. I mean, you do one thing
way quicker. Yeah.
Out there in a second, like, you know, so that's why I think it's the way it is.
So you're basically saying the controversial people, the people that kind of say things that
maybe not controversial, but extreme. Like let's say it's not even like controversial. Like, let's just say someone that loves NBA, they know everything about the NBA. Well, they're going to appeal to NBA fans, and then the people that kind of, you know, watch games once in a while, they might hear about it from their friends. You know what I'm saying? The friends that love the guy who's super into the NBA.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it seems to be on the fringes is where it's at. The middle is not, you know, it's the middle, even though it's safe, it's risky for the long term.
Because you're not hurt.
Yeah.
So is it better to be loved and hated then? I guess it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's the only way. Can you be, so I don't want the terminology to kind of mess this up. But is it possible in marketing? I think you'll know what I mean, how I use these words. In terms of marketing, is it possible to be loved without being hated?
Yes, 100%. But, well, I mean, you always have haters though. But talking about like the majority of people love you, yes, 100%. You just have to, and I think a great example is David. But David Dobrik is a great example, I think. There are basically no David Dobrik haters or people that genuinely hate. I'm sure there's haters, but people that genuinely are trying to
oppose him.
There's basically none. But I think he does extreme things in terms of like extremely nice things that
they're remarkable.
Yeah, that are very, very marketable. So he's extreme in that sense. But honestly, it's very, very, I think it's very hard to get to that point. Pretty hard to. I can't think of that many other people that are in his shoes. Yeah, it's hard to get to that point. But I feel like it's it's one of two things, honestly. Either you want to be extremely loved or extremely hated. I think there's a lot of people that like go towards the other half of like wanting to be really, really hated.
6ix9ine, right?
Yeah, exactly. 6ix9ine. He seeks out wanting to be hated, but at some level, that's his shtick. Like, that's why he's, you know, winning, is because he wants to be hated, I guess, you know? So, but I mean, is that sustainable though? Like, I mean, I guess it's just how his brain works, but I wouldn't want to be hated all the time. I think most people want to be loved, right?
Yeah. but I feel like deep down inside he wants to be loved, so he wants to be hated because it makes more people love him. At this, you know what I mean? It's kind of like,
Interesting.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
That's kind of
Like
what.
his base triples down on him.
Yep.
Huh.
Like I don't think he genuinely wants everyone to hate him because if they did, they wouldn't listen to his music. Like I don't know, he would have no fans. Like
Right. Yeah, yeah.
so I think that's what he's kind of getting at with that. But yeah, I gotta change that bio then today. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna change that bio to I don't know, not guru stuff. I know that because I feel like it's attracting it. I'm trying.
Trader. Change it. Put trader in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna put
Day trade.
4x. No, forget that. 4x trader, bro.
4x trader. Yeah. So, I mean, where did we start off this podcast? It was just entrepreneurs, founders, and then we got off on some tangents. But
Like, why do people love money so much and all that?
yeah.
I don't know.
Long story short, it seems that ego is probably at the root of the cause, right? Money inflates your ego.
Hey,
Power inflates your ego.
one last thing. College, right? You just graduated college. We talked about this multiple times, I feel. But based on what I want to do, like how my dad said, like, you know, I want to basically be a public speaker, author, and then invest on the side and do that. That's like 3 sources of income, possibly.
Yeah.
Do you really think if I really just care about the impact, then I don't really need to go to college for that matter?
No. 100%.
Would you, if you were in my position, like what would I? Because I know like society says, oh, you're dumb, you're uneducated, or whatever. But it's like,
Yeah.
I'm literally sitting here at my desk right now with books, just book. I mean, I have like 10 books just next to me. Like I could just keep, book. I mean, so don't tell me I'm uneducated. I read more than the average person. So, but yeah. So
honestly, I was
time.
Yeah. I was thinking about this the other day a lot. Honestly, I heard Eric Weinstein talk about how college isn't for everyone, right? Not everyone. Like society now is forcing college down people, young people's throats, and they get in all this debt, and like it's not for everyone, right? The problem I think with you is you desire to be intellectual, right? You seek it out. You want to be intellectual. And I feel like college is supposed to be, at least, a place where intellectuals.
Was it not for you?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are going to college just to go. You know what I mean? It's not really like you
It's
want
not
to
how it
out.
was originally founded, right? Like the Harvards and the Stanfords and all that, weren't they like, this is where the greatest minds go to discuss? Like,
Yeah.
Is there a God? How could we make medicine better? Like stuff like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now it's just more of like utilitarian, right? I think that's the right word, right?
Yes.
Where it's basically utility.
It's particularly emphasized, I think, in undergraduate school, because you just have, people that just want to get a BA in anything. But I think once you start getting to graduate school, PhD level, I think now you're starting to get into like a lot of the intellectual, people that want to talk about stuff, debate things, So, but like you can't get to that point unless, or at least I don't think you can, right? There's no way to go into a graduate program unless you have an undergraduate degree.
Yeah,
maybe there's some loophole, but yeah, college used to be, if you're an intellectual person, go there, right? And I feel like I know you are an intellectual person, but I feel like college has lost that kind of element to it. Yeah. People are going just to go, not to be intellectual, but just, maybe they want to get a job afterwards, or.
I feel like, yeah, and I mean, I can still seek I mean, I found you, right? I didn't go to college to meet you. It just happens. So, like, you can still find those people for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But, so then, yeah, it's basically not necessary.
Yeah, 100% not necessary. For sure.
Do you think that in the next few years, I have a friend, he thinks that in the next few years, college is going to be put on its head, where like 7-10 years, he thinks like it's not going to be looked at the same way as it is today. People are going to go, we don't need this as much. Like, I mean, you're starting to see companies now that literally help you get hired with your diploma or whatever, high school diploma.
Yeah, no.
Like, do you think it's going to be changed in 10 years?
College is on its way out for sure.
Ooh,
I think people are starting to get angry. I think people are like, okay, wait a minute.
The
I'm
debt.
I'm $80,000 in debt and I can't even get a job. You know, there's certain people that think like that. You know what I mean?
Dude, and it's like, how come? Like, and I'm not even trying to be mean,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
for real, like
Mhm.
some people legit, and I wish it wasn't this way. It shouldn't be this way. This is a
Right, right.
society failing. But they get the degree,
Mhm.
$80,000 in debt,
Right.
but they still end up working at Taco Bell or a minimum
Yeah,
wage job, and it's just
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like I could have done that. Well, maybe not me, but someone could have done that without the college degree.
Mhm.
So how's that even helping anybody?
I think, dude, honestly, I don't know what it is, but there's something about, you know, if you don't, and I think a lot of people are confused. A lot of young people are confused. They don't know what to do. They don't know what they want to do. So they're like, okay, just to kill some time, I'm going to go to college and I'm going to get into debt. Now, I think if you are going to
That sounds
college,
so scary.
I think if you go to college and it's free, you don't have to pay for it, or you pay very, very little for it, or you can afford it yourself, I honestly think it's a great option. But if you're getting into significantly a lot of debt, you really need to think about it. You know what I mean? You really, really need to think deeply about it. Um, because I mean, you're not going to get much if you're getting into debt with an undergrad degree. You're not going to go very far unless it's maybe computer science or I mean, even business administration. It's so competitive now. Like unless you have a couple internships on your resume, it's very, very hard to just get a job cold with just a BA in business administration. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, dude, I don't think college is for everyone. I do think uh, I do think college might have used to have been for people like you and I. I don't know if it's the case now.
That's
Maybe if you go to, you know, like a Stanford or Harvard, maybe it'd be different there. Um, but a lot of times a lot of classes or people that just go to college aren't there for like the intellectual piece. They're there more so just to push through and hopefully,
party. Woo!
you know what I mean? Party. Yeah. Yeah. Try and get a job afterwards, you know?
Mhm.
And I guess it's a good place to network with people if you need that push, you know, if you're like a shy person and you don't want to talk to anyone, that kind of
I
forces you to do
I,
so,
I
you
kind
know?
of yeah, I kind of have that problem. So
Yeah. Yeah. So I think you're good in that regard. So I think you'll find people regardless, you know what I mean? So I
Mhm.
think for you, you'll seek out that intellectual piece regardless. Um, the part that I am struggling with now is perhaps I don't want to say that external validation, but would I be as credible if I have a PhD in economics? I think about economics a lot, right? But if I write a paper on it, would people take me seriously right now? Or would I need to get a PhD in economics? You know
do
what I
do
mean?
you think that there's yeah? So that's so interesting. Do you think there's two ways to do it though? Like I think there's two ways to do it. Like I think that if you wrote a bunch of pieces and had a YouTube channel, you would build your credibility and you could become like a top thought leader in economics.
Mm,
But
mm.
that's longer credibility. But it's demonstrated through your actions and you being right over a period of time.
Yeah,
Where if you
yeah.
get a degree, it shows, well, no, you have been accredited with this knowledge too. So there's two ways to do it. Similarly with getting a job. Like if you did a bunch of internships out of high school and you displayed business knowledge, maybe on like your LinkedIn and you work for businesses and you um, network with the right people. Like you
Mhm.
did things to demonstrate that you have great work and that you're able to use. Or let me
Yeah,
use a more clear example. If you're a coder and you built an app, and you know it's just a good old app or whatever, but it's
yeah, yeah.
something and you demonstrated your intelligence and able to do
Mhm.
that, you could show that to a company and they could hire you for that. But if you go to a company and say, "Hey,
Mm,
I promise you I have the knowledge. I'm good." They said, well, you have nothing to prove it. So then you would need that degree because then the degree is your proof. So either you
mm,
have the actual
mm.
app, your experiences, your work, or you have the degree. I think there's two ways to build that credibility and trust. Now, with
Yeah,
some
yeah,
things like being a doctor, a lawyer, okay, well, obviously you're going to need to
yeah,
be
yeah.
accredited. But I definitely think that trust and credibility it's could be built in two ways now. I think.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, which one is easier? Which one is or I don't even view it as easy. Which one will I have the most fun with? You know?
I think
That's
probably,
sort of how I view it. And can I do both? You know?
yeah, you put a lot of time in. But thing is, it's like, I don't know. I can't answer because I'm not you, but like, I feel like for me at least, it'd be the YouTube or the creating the persona or just getting into it because you know, you get to do it now. Like you
Get
actually
your
get
own,
to
yeah,
make
yeah.
impact now and whatever. Um, yeah. One of the hard things though about that is like, this is kind of a side comment, but being like an entrepreneur type, like you have no boss, so you have to keep yourself disciplined. Like I think that's the number one thing
Right.
needed
Right.
is probably discipline because like
Self-discipline, yeah.
no one's telling you, oh, you didn't come in, you're gonna lose your job now. It's like no, you have to do it yourself. Like you have to motivate yourself. Okay, now I gotta work or whatever. The other thing too that I noticed is people generally just don't think you work. Like because you don't have a boss you check in, they just don't think you work. And I thought that's pretty interesting. Like no, I'm
Yeah.
actually working. It's
Yeah.
just like I don't get that. That's something else.
They don't think it's real work. Yeah. And also I think once you start to get like salaried employees under you, you start to take it a lot more serious. I think most people, because I think once you're working for if you're working for yourself, you know, it's like self-discipline is huge. But like if you don't show up and someone might lose their salary job, you know, they have a family, it's like, whoa, okay, you know, maybe I want to show up and
You're more accountable
yeah,
to one
exactly.
another. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Um so yeah, wow, we did a lot. We went a lot of places this podcast, huh?
This is a natural Brian and Elijah conversation. So
Let's go.
this is yeah. That's why the podcast was started actually, right?
Oh,
It's
yep.
just like yeah.
Conversations.
Dude, I need you to help me out though. All right. I need you to help me out. Check out my bio and help me rearrange it based on you. I mean, you literally have talked to me probably the one of the people that have talked to me the most. Like just full on like getting my thoughts. So like you know what I'm all about. So as I'm with your marketing knowledge, I want your take on it. Like how can I change things so it's better?
Yep. So you don't come off as, is that your kind of mission is or objective?
Don't come off. Objective is to accurately display who I am. Okay, let's write it down. Let's write this down. Three things. I'm gonna text it to you. So, who I am, not guru, and like uniqueness, right? So like we don't want it to look like someone else's bio. We want it to be unique and differentiate ourselves. We want it to be not guru-y, and we wanted to accurately describe who I am though. I am someone who likes investing. That is true, but I can't put that in there, so we're not going to do that, right?
Because that would come off as guru-y.
Yeah, so we just cancel it out, which is fine. It's fine.
Yeah. I think that the mission statement you said earlier.
The why, yeah.
Minimize human suffering and maximize, what was it?
To minimize human suffering and to advance human prosperity.
Let's go.
So humanity has a better quality.
That rolls off the tongue very nicely, by the way. You know, it has like a little like jingle to it, you know? So yeah, if you throw that in there, I honestly, I haven't even heard anything remotely close to that anywhere else. So I feel like that's really unique. And CRISPR advocate too.
How should I do this? So like Gary, I'm not even gonna lie. Gary's bio looks somewhat guru-y, but
yeah, no,
if you didn't know
sure.
who he was, it's got the emojis. It's got the no emojis. Got to get rid of the emojis too. No emojis. I feel like emojis definitely.
Emojis makes it look guru-y, huh?
Put the cash bag next to it, and that's wow. You're well on your way. Or the stock graph, like the graph.
Oh yeah, the graph that goes up.
Yep. Oh, guru.
They're guru-y. But yeah, man, I'll take a peek at that, and then we'll see what we could come up with.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, just check it out, and then just let me know.
Cool. Any last thoughts?
I think we exhausted our thoughts.
We exhausted everything, huh? All right, cool. This was quite a conversation with Brian and Elijah. Thanks everyone for watching.